Yes, pinkies up. Drinking on the camera. Hey y'all, it's Dr. AJ Austin, founder of the International Center for Life Coach Training LLC, where I train Black women of faith to become certified life coaches online in one day. Yup, you heard it right. Yes, it can be done in a day. Check out futureblackLifeCoaches.com if you haven't already. I'm popping a cough drop that I probably, spit it out on camera. Put it in my water. Because this goes on my podcast as well. Hey, Black Life Coach Radio, come and join us on Facebook here. We're talking about the difference between a coach and a counselor. I just found a really cool TikToker who is a licensed professional counselor. I really like her content, and it gave me an idea to bring my notes from what I just heard her say out of her mouth as a licensed professional counselor, plus what I've learned from the licensed professional counselors, social workers, therapists, etc., all types of clinicians. Over my years of training almost 200 certified life coaches worldwide and educate you guys. And so I did a couple TikToks on it. And I said, let me go live and talk to you guys. So if you're watching this live, chat with me. Let me know. Are you a coach? Are you trying to become a coach? Are you someone with a counseling background? Because we also get people who are in school for counseling and they want to become a coach. Some people think coaching is skipping the steps of counseling. It's not. It absolutely is not. They're actually two opposites, and I'm going to break down really quickly what a coach is and a counselor is. So starting off with a counselor, and again, this is from the mouth of professional counselors. You need a bachelor's degree to be a counselor. You need a master's degree to be a counselor. You don't need that with coaching. I'll break down what coaching needs in a minute. A lot of the requirements for education for licensed professional counselors, licensed professional therapists are state-based. So the last counselor that I just heard speak about this on TikTok, she said her state, which is Pennsylvania, requires 60 credit hours in the master's program. Then you have to have 3,600, that's 3,600 supervised hours of what they call hours of client contact. So that has to be witnessed, documented, supervised. To be a licensed professional counselor as well, you need to have, I'm looking at my notes. Oh, you can lose your license. Did you know that? I've always known that. Hey, cousin. So there's a state licensure exam. You have to check the exam for your state. I'm here in Georgia. Still don't know because I ain't looking to become a counselor. I started out in psychology. I would have eventually become a counselor, but I'm a coach and it's separate from being a counselor. Okay. So check out the state licensure requirements in your state because there is an exam that is required in addition to 30 plus continuing education credits every 2 years that you have to do as a licensed professional counselor. Okay. Licensed professional counselors are mental health trained. They are mental health focused. They are usually, now I know back in my day when I would look for counselors or therapists or just somebody to go sit and talk to that would not be biased, wouldn't judge me, and would just ask me questions and let me talk and figure out my own stuff, you used to have to only do your sessions in office. Now that was pre-COVID. So, you can check and see if you're looking for a counselor or even if you're looking for how counselors operate, you can see what the options are for delivering counseling sessions. Because again, it's not my wheelhouse. So this is third-hand information from counselors that I have trained over the years and a TikToker that I just listened to who is licensed and professional and trained in her state. And she broke it down. Counselors are paid by insurance. Coaches are not. And then the last tip on being a counselor, you must be trained in order to call yourself a professional licensed counselor. Y'all got it? Master's degree, state-based, 60 credit hours, depending on your state. Supervised client contact, 3,600 hours. State licensure exam. Can lose those licenses that you just tested for. Continuing education credit is mandatory every 2 years. Mental health trained and focused. Mandated. Oh, they're also mandated to report any signs of abuse in children and or elders. Hello, Michelle. How are you? And so they have to report to authorities if they see any sign of abuse, whether it's drug abuse, alcohol abuse, physical abuse, etc. And counseling used to be delivered just in office only, so you could check and see how that's been done where you are in the world. And then you must be trained to call yourself a professional counselor, and then counselors are paid by insurance. Y'all got it? If you got it, let me see some emojis. You don't even have to like talk to me in the comments. You could just tap your screen, send like one heart, and let me know you got it, okay? Because those are the core, the basics, the foundations. If you ever wondered what's the difference between a coach and a counselor, I just gave you what a counselor is, okay? If you're ready for a coach, keep the emojis coming. I see you, Michelle. Thank you for the love. I appreciate it. Let me know you're hearing me, okay? Because I get this so much. If you're new here, hey, I'm Dr. AJ Austin. I am founder of the International Center for Life Coach Training, LLC, where I train Black Christian women to become certified life coaches. They are professionally trained, they're skilled, they're qualified, and they're certified to coach. Now, let me tell you the difference between what I just told you about counseling, which Michelle said, that's true. And she said she's sharing. Thank you, sis. Let me share with you my world. My world is coaching. Live, eat, sleep, breathe, and love what I do as a Master Life Coach Certification Trainer. So a coach, a certified, sit up in my chair, shake off a little bit and make sure y'all hear me. A certified coach. Not just somebody calling themselves a coach. Not just somebody who read a book or listened to a podcast. But someone who has been professionally trained. Who is skilled. Now they're qualified and they're certified as a life coach. Okay, I can only speak on what I've mastered. And I've mastered this area and still learning. So a certified life coach, there's no college degree required. If you got it, let me see a check emoji, a number 1, or some emojis, some hearts, some love like Michelle is showing y'all how to do on today, okay? No college degree is required. That's a commonly asked question to me about becoming a coach. Do I need a college degree? Nope. You don't even need a high school diploma. You don't even need an associate's. You don't need a bachelor's. You don't need a master's. There's no type of higher level education required. Now, I am a master of all, so I have degrees, honorary and all. So I hold that because I value education. I was raised like that. Thank you to my mom. I get it from my mama. She kept me learning. She kept me in school because she know this brain need to be entertained. But if you're not like me, don't worry. There is no college education requirement in order to become a coach. Next, to become a certified life coach, there's no mandatory training required to become a certified life coach because we are an unregulated industry. Thank you for the love. I see you. Keep it coming. I appreciate you. Reminds me of my Periscope days. Show me love. Give me a heart. Y'all remember Periscope? Okay. So because training is not mandatory, that goes hand in hand with the industry being unregulated for certified life coaching, which means we don't have a policing agent or a governing body. So you can't be fined for calling yourself a coach or picking up a book, reading a book. There's literally a book called Life Coaching for Dummies. You can go read it front to back and know a lot of the basic foundational principles for life coaching. I actually recommend it in our training. If you're just coming into the industry or you need to brush up on your skills, go to Google, go to Amazon, check it out. Go to your library, check it out, read it. I would rather you be educated than guessing this thing, okay? But some people will go read a book, they'll go watch a video, they'll go listen to a podcast, they'll pick up the title coach, and they're still not quite qualified. So then they come back with imposter syndrome, or they can't find clients, or my clients don't return, or they wanted a refund, they didn't pay me, they're talking about suing me. Okay, that's another live. Can't get too deep into that, but training is not mandatory. There's no one policing us or governing us. And so anybody can readily call themselves a coach. Training, because like I just said, you could pick up a book, you can watch a video, you can listen to a podcast, you could take a $25 training, a $17 training if you find one on sale, a free training if you're really good at researching. Because all of this information is readily available, most of it is not going to be supervised. Now, I've done supervised trainings over the years. I love them. It's in person, live here with me in Atlanta. I haven't done one post-COVID, but pre-COVID, child, I ran Atlanta streets with a bi-monthly, am I saying that right? Every other month, live supervised training, because that means that the people would make it through the training. So we certified 110 certified life coaches from around the world who would fly here to Atlanta to train with me for one day, 8 hours. I was supervising the training and they got certified by the end because it's basic stuff that you need to know. And so supervised trainings are the best, but Unsupervised training is more common these days, even with what I teach in my one-day life coach certification training. Hey, Adama, am I saying it right? Put it hooked on phonics style in the comments if you want me to get it right, please, and thank you. Check out futureblackLifeCoaches.com. If you're not a member there yet, you can activate your VIP membership in our complimentary Christian coaching community, where we are training future Black women Christian certified life coaches. So they get basic foundational principles just like this. They get it in our training. Is that one of our coaches? Coach Naricia, is that you? I think I see your profile. Hey, coach. We have almost 200 coaches that are certified through the International Center for Life Coach Training, LLC now. We're so excited. I just literally submitted a piece. We're being featured in the, we were featured through Facebook or Meta. I know y'all watch my videos. We were in their leadership network featured article recently. Now we're being featured in the National Association for the Self-Employed. Did you know that was a thing? We are the Black Life Coaching Company who are training Black women of faith. And so I literally just hit submit before I went live here and did a couple TikTok videos for people who were asking about the difference between coaching and counseling. So we already went over what a counselor is. We went over how, as a certified life coach, no college degree is required. Your training is not mandatory. It's an unregulated industry. It's not policed. It's not governed. So anyone can readily call themselves a coach. However, I do not advise it. I do advise that you get trained so that you don't walk up with imposter syndrome, especially if you're a Christian coach. You know how we feel. We get convicted if we know we ain't doing something right. I'm going to leave that there. We're going to do another live on that in the future. I promise. Training is unsupervised. It's more common these days. Let me see what else my note says. Oh, we do not accept insurance currently as certified life coaches. So we can't get paid through insurance. It's usually out of pocket or maybe sponsored. I've had some government organizations or some community organizations even sponsor some ladies to go through my training. So coaching is very unique. It's still considered fairly new, even though it was founded in the late 90s by Thomas J. Leonard. He's considered the father and the founder of life coaching. Look him up. He's a great guy, has great books, which will also educate you. He's on our recommended reading list for new coaches. I give them this list. I have about 20 different books that I recommend new coaches read. And most of those books come complimentary for the links or where to find them or my notes on them in our one-day life coach certification training. So make sure you're activating your membership over at futurebblacklifecoaches.com and get in on the goods. We got some good stuff coming up for y'all. So certified life coaches cannot accept insurance currently at the time of this recording. And this is the most important thing because there's this new thing on the horizon in the coaching space, arena, sphere, where people are becoming what's called trauma informed. And just because you're informed on a trauma doesn't mean that you diagnose or that you treat or that you prescribe medications. We don't prescribe drugs. We don't diagnose any type of illnesses, mental or otherwise. We don't treat any type of illnesses. We're not medically trained professionals. So I have to say that because you can find yourself in some legal hot water. There are coaches who have been sued for crossing the line or not meeting expectations. You don't want to overpromise and underdeliver on what you can and can't do as a coach. Now, what I love about being a certified life coach is, as I mentioned, I've trained counselors. I've trained licensed professional counselors, masters of social work, and all the titles. We have hundreds of coaches, hundreds of titles of people who I've personally trained. They've worked with me one-on-one or in a group setting, live here in Atlanta, or in our home study course. We have a one-day Black woman Christian life coach certification training. You can find out all the details over at futurebblacklifecoaches.com. We got some goodies coming up where we are about to open the doors in this program for our upcoming cohort. So make sure you're there to get the tea on how to join us. We just graduated some coaches. I was sitting here ordering some graduation gifts earlier. So it's really exciting to see that all types of titles can become a coach. So in that case, counselors can become coaches and vice versa. Coaches can become counselors, but you got to meet those requirements of what a counselor requires. Okay. A lady called the office the other day and she said, can you give me kind of the quick and dirty version of becoming a coach? And I said, now, Ain't no quick way to do nothing, and I wouldn't teach it if it was. Because one thing you don't want to do is cheat yourself of an education. You don't want to cheat your clients of getting the results that you can deliver as a coach by trying to get it quick. I'm like, it's a one-day training. I can't make it any quicker than that. You want me to let you go to sleep and wake up a certified coach? That's not how it works, sis. That's not how it works. You can listen to my voice teach you as you go to sleep. I might appear in your dreams and be like, get up and finish this training. It's only 24 hours. However, you have to get the knowledge and the education. You don't want to cheat your future out of becoming a certified, professionally trained, a skilled, and a qualified life coach, especially a Black woman Christian life coach. Just saying. So you want to make sure that you're getting that knowledge, that education. I prefer you to be an educated coach, and also not to tell people that you're a counselor if you're not, because you can't pick up the title as a licensed counselor if you haven't been through their requirements. However, you can pick up the title coach if you haven't been trained. But the Bible says what's done in the dark will come to light. So your clients will soon discover whether or not they know. They will push their limits, honey, just like kids. They push to see how far they can go. Just like pets. They will see. Let me see how far I can push her. And you don't want to get pushed to where you break, or you don't want to break your clients. You don't want to push them to a limit that you can't bring them back from because you're not trained. You're not skilled. And ultimately, you're not qualified to just call yourself a coach and be trying to help people with their life. This is their life. Get trained. Okay. And finally, coaching can be delivered in person. It can be delivered by phone. It can be delivered by video. It can be delivered by text or email or audio or book or podcast or workshop or masterclass. It can be delivered one-on-one or in a group setting. Y'all see all those options? Y'all hear all that freedom? All I hear is freedom. I can't sing, I ain't no voice. Even if I could sing, I would make a joyful noise unto the Lord. I'm just saying, coaching offers a lot more freedom. That's why a lot of counselors become coaches. And they have told me this. Dr. A.J. Austin, founder of the International Center for Life Coach Training, LLC. I'm coming to train with you because I know becoming a coach will extend my boundaries that I have as a counselor. I can go beyond my state. I can become global in my reach, in my impact, and leaving a legacy for future generations. Y'all get it? If you got it, talk to me in the comments and be like, got it, sis. Be like, yes, I agree. Send up a heart. Send an emoji. Show me some love. And let me know you got it, because I'm about to do a quick recap on what a certified life coach is. Now, I notice our numbers go up and down when I start telling the truth, but that's what I'm here for. So pinkies up, okay? Y'all wonder what that red is in the bottom of my water. It's a cough drop because I need it. So, certified life coaches do not need college degrees to become certified life coaches. Training is not mandatory because we're an unregulated industry, so people can readily call themselves a coach after reading a book or two, taking a couple notes. I don't advise it. I speak against it, okay? Training is unsupervised, so no one will really know if you didn't read or if you were just clicking and guessing through these courses that you can get for $2 or free online. Coaching sessions are unsupervised unless, if it's like my one-day life coach certification trainer for Black women of faith, I make it a requirement. In order for you to complete this program, you have to video record or audio record your coaching sessions. I used to supervise and sit live on camera with our new coaches, but they're so well equipped after they do our one-day training. They are confident. They have the questions to ask. They know how to go with the flow. They've seen examples. They are professionally trained. They are skilled. They're qualified. And I'm in the back waiting on that video so I can go watch and see how good they did and hear how well their clients speak of their skills, telling them, oh my gosh, you're so good at this. Are you sure you're just in training? Like, that's a professionally trained, skilled, qualified life coach. So unless supervised sessions are part of your certification, usually people won't know if you really completed your training. I'm not telling you to do that. As a matter of fact, I advise against it. Because again, the Bible says what's done in the dark will come to light. I'm going to just leave that word right there, okay? Coaching, at the time of this recording, we do not accept insurance. So that means people are paying out of pocket. They're getting sponsorships. They're getting scholarships. They're paying from their paychecks, from their government checks. Like, people have found ways to pay for coaching. They've also found ways to pay for their certification, payment plans, scholarships, grants, community organizations, paychecks, child support. I can list the number of ways. I've trained almost 200 coaches and they have gotten it done. Everything from their stimulus check to their PPE loans to let me go borrow from mama real quick. Let me use her credit card. People have found ways to pay for training. So there's no excuse not to get certified. There are options. If you want a list, I might need to do a live about that coming up. Ways to pay for your life coach certification training, okay? Because it's worth it. One of the most important things that we've talked about during today is how, as certified life coaches, even though we're professionally trained, we're skilled, we're qualified, we're certified, we're Black women, we're Christian, we good at what we do. We do not diagnose. We're not medically trained professionals. We do not treat illnesses, mental, physical, or otherwise. We may be trauma informed. However, we're not writing prescriptions. We are not getting too far off the deep end, and we're not taking our clients too far off the deep end because you can break a person's spirit. Y'all know what church hurt is? When you thought when you go get saved, your world would be peachy keen because you know Jesus. Well, you know Jesus, but you didn't know how far sister such and such would go. So she didn't hurt your feelings, or pastor said something from the pulpit, it hurt you. They never apologized and you just left the church and now you don't believe in God. You know, church hurt, there's a such thing called coach hurt as well. It's where coaches overpromise. I can do this. I can do that. We'll do this. I promise this. Here's what you'll get. I can guarantee this. Here's what I've been able to successfully do for myself, and I promise to God you'll get it too. That is over-promising. If you can deliver, deliver. But don't over-promise and under-deliver because you get into legalistics. Yes, coaches can get sued. While we can't lose our certification, you can lose some money by going to court, okay? So you have to be careful. You don't want to portray coach hurt like church hurt is out there, okay? So I know one of my missions in the coaching arena is education, is to show up with the knowledge. The Bible says my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. He might have had coach hurt in mind when he told us this too. Now you got to think about it. This coach or this person calling herself a coach, trying to help people, ain't been trained. Now all of a sudden somebody done got hurt and they don't believe in coaching no more. They're like, they can't help because she did blah, blah, blah. And I have trained people like that. But in the good part of that, people have come to train with me with coach hurt, saying, I want to learn how to be a good coach so that I don't go out and hurt other people like I've been hurt. Now that's a soft spot in my heart to be like, wow, I hate that they were pushed that far or that was necessary. But here we are, and at least they're paying the mission forward in a positive light. So what I also love about coaching is that counselors can become coaches and coaches can become counselors, but you got to be willing to do the training for both. One is just super mandatory counseling. Coaching, you can slide by, and there are people out here who have slidden by and now they're in a backslidden position because they ain't got that knowledge they needed in that moment. And now we have some hurt people here on this earth, okay? And then finally, coaching can be delivered by phone, in person, video, text, email, audio, book, podcast, workshop, masterclass, one-on-one group, hot seat. I've done it all. My favorite is where I can do it really quickly. If you ever heard of Voxer, I was going to say Cash App. I always say Cash App. What's the other app? I don't know. It's tied into here on Facebook with the calling app. I don't use it a lot unless someone requests it. I'm mostly here on WhatsApp. That's what it is. I'm mostly here on Facebook in the audio, in the video, and in the text. And I'm coaching that way. Or Zoom. If someone needs to hop in a Zoom room, we have what's called, my clients call it come to Jesus calls. But we have what I call a heart-to-heart. And we sit and we talk coaching and business. And I ask coaching questions. These are ways that coaching can be delivered. If you have mastered your area of coaching, let's say you specialize in relationships or financing or parenting or divorce, any type of coaching specialization, you can get so good at asking coaching questions or delivering a coaching conversation that you can put it in a book. You can put it in a masterclass. You can host an event around it. You can deliver your coaching in other ways versus just sitting in an office talking one-on-one. And my favorite form of coaching is group coaching like this. There's a group of you guys here with me learning about the difference between coaching and counseling. And I can say at one time, and hundreds of people, maybe even thousands of people, Gonna hear it and gonna see it, right? So what questions can I answer for you about the difference between a coach and a counselor? Because we went over the differences. I've recapped. I don't have a voice, y'all. I feel like I'm yelling at the top of my lungs because I don't have a voice. So I feel the pressure in my abdomen. So I might have one ab like I've been doing sit-ups. By the time I'm off here, my stomach I feel it. Like when you laugh too much, that's how I feel it. I'm like straining every muscle to deliver this to you guys. But I really wanted to jump on because I was following a counselor, a licensed counselor who is registered with the state of Pennsylvania on TikTok today, and I really liked her content. And I was like, let me jump on and do an updated version of the difference between coaching and counseling. And her recap really helped me because it reminded me of some things that some of our professionally trained, skilled, qualified, certified coaches who are also licensed professional counselors have told me over the years. And you can easily find this stuff when you go research it as well. But because I ask people when they join us over at futureblackLifeCoaches.com, what's their top most burning question, that question comes up a lot. We have had answers to that question from about 500 people. So can you imagine getting some version of this question over 500 times over the last few months? I've been asked that question almost that many times over the last few months. So I said, let me jump on. Let me recap the difference between coaching and counseling. If you feel like you got the gist of it, you don't even have to talk to me in the comments. Just send up a heart real quick and let me know. And we'll go ahead and wrap up. Hopefully you'll come back and watch the replay. For those of my coaches who are coming to train with us, I look forward to having you over at futureblackLifeCoaches.com, which is our complimentary Christian coaching community where you can activate your VIP membership. You can join us in our upcoming boot camps, master classes, webinars, all the fun trainings we have going on, and learn what it's like to become a professionally trained, skilled, qualified Black woman Christian certified life coach. Got it? Good. I don't see any questions. So at this point, y'all probably just looking at how cute I look. That's why I got on camera, because I had cut my hair the other day. So I was like, let me throw on a shirt, get out of my house robe, and go live. You're welcome. Until we meet again, my friends, remember, there is someone somewhere. And they are waiting on you, Future Black Life Coach, to head over to futureblackLifeCoaches.com. Activate your membership. You better answer them questions, too. If not, you can't get in the club, okay? And you can't hate from outside the club, like Chris Brown says. I quote scripture, and I quote gangster rap, gospel gangster. You hear me? Listen, when you let your own light shine, you're giving others permission to do the same. And as a Black life coach, when you impact just one life, you're impacting generations. Go watch the replay. If you think of a question later after we're no longer live, tag me. I'm happy to chat. But don't ask me no questions that I've answered in this video, okay? I'm going to send you the replay link. All right, y'all. Have a phenomenal rest of your day. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you soon. God bless. Bye, Future Black Life Coaches.